as well. But in the first 3 months, I get that this is not what I need.
Yeah.
And I thought that I should combine the best things that I love in my life, which is art and automotive, and maybe I should do automotive photography. And from that, I just started pick up a camera.
So how many years have you been shooting cars now?
But compared with him, I'm actually really young, because it's only been 6 years that I started doing.
6 years you've been shooting cars.
Actually started learning photography. So shooting cars maybe like 5 years, but but compared with him, I'm really
Yeah, but you do a very different kind of photography as well. Yeah. But I want to start with the basics of photography. So, and I think Hoya Ferrari, I think if you can guide us a little bit, I think there are some examples of your work that can come up onto the screen now. Hopefully, if our friends there will make the magic work, the magic of audiovisual, to get some of these images up. And maybe you can talk us through them a little bit and explain, what you're looking for, location, lighting, angles, that sort of stuff. Oh, that's a very interesting shot. It's more of a silhouette shot, right?
That's a fluke.
Yeah. Do you want this to run or to stop?
No, just keep it.
No, just keep it running. Okay.
No, I mean the basics. I come from a photojournalist background, so I am not so much into creating things that that like doing a lot of Photoshop and stuff. I mean, I just like to shoot and what is there, and basically because I don't like to do a lot of extra work after shooting.
Can I just ask, so when you started, were you still shooting on film?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it was everything on film.
So you got 36 shots and that's it,
Yeah, that was for the whole job. Yeah. So you had to get it right.
And no second chances, no looking at the screen.
And you didn't know what you were doing. Yeah, exactly. So, I come from that background. So, I try to make it as good as possible when I am shooting. So then you train your brain to look for things that are bothering you in the background and stuff. But to start from the beginning, I think the most important thing when you do car or any photography, but car photography is I look for a nice background. I think that's the most important. 50% of the picture is to have a nice background.
50% of a good photograph. 40% of a good photograph. So basically location.
The location is super important, and obviously the lighting.
Now one of the things I want to ask you, and actually ask both of you guys, because you shoot cars. Cars can only be shot outside. Cars are shot in the roads or in the city. But shooting in the city is really difficult here. Because it's very difficult to find a good place to shoot, but then there are permissions and all this thing. I mean, I also do a bit of car photography for Motoring Middle East.
Very nice ones also.
You're too kind. But I tend to go out of town. Now, do you find that a problem, or is it actually better to go out of town to do this?
Yeah, no, I do a lot of corporate photography, for clients, and it's extremely difficult to do photography in the city.
Yeah.
Because of the permissions. Yeah. It takes a lot of time to get them and a lot of money, and sometimes the time frames are very short.
Yeah.
So we go outside. We go to the desert or mountains.
And Arun, you shoot for Evo magazine, and Evo magazine is always about driving supercars, sports cars, that sort of stuff. It's often about the journey and the road.
Sure.
So most of your shoot locations are sort of out of town, are they?
The main thing I don't want to shoot in cityscape is that's what always been doing. All the people who actually have these supercars, they just place it in a really looking good locations. I want to celebrate the roads that actually take the car into one place to another, and through that journey, it defines that car's character itself. So all the unknown roads which we know, Double J's before it wasn't even Double J's. I was one of the first photographers who actually discovered those roads before even it got considered towards.
But when you're shooting at somewhere like Double J's, are you shooting the car, or are you shooting Double J's? Because itself is an incredible vista, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want to convey a story. It's again, in terms of style wise, completely different with style over here. But maybe it's because of my film background. I need to tell more than one image. The one image could show light and shapes. The way the shadow kind of show the different side of that car. Maybe use one streak of light highlighting the best sexy body lines all over the car. So it's a story inside a story. Maybe a frame inside a frame. So
frame inside a frame. I think that's very interesting. I want to ask you again, go back to Goya And talk to us a little bit about, I mean, okay, we've established that location is very important. Talk to us a little bit about composition, and as Arun said, framing. That's also very important in getting an image right, yeah?
Yeah, of course, and the lighting for sure. But the composition, yeah, I mean, I don't think too much of. I mean, I just look at the car, and you know, I know more or less the angles that will work, and there are kind of rules that they are there to be broken. So
the rules are there to be broken.
Yeah, exactly.
But what are the rules then?
Well, I mean, traditionally you do a front three-quarters car, you know, shot of the car, so you see the front and the side, but you know. But
and what sort of height should you shoot that from? So
again,
you know,
again, you can do. Well, normally you shoot more or less at the level of the car.
Yeah.
That's on the traditional kind of photo.
Yeah.
But that is a brilliant opportunity to not to do that.
Right.
So you know, most of the time I'm on my belly, you know, shooting down.
Yeah.
Or if possible, you know, shooting
I mean,
up.
like this shot here.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very, very low down.
Yeah.
It gives a very dramatic aspect to the car, right?
Exactly.
Including these ones here. Now that's a nice shot there, the Autodrome, the Porsche there.
Yeah, same thing.
That's again, is that flat down?
Yeah, that's on my belly. Yeah.
But then you have a shot. So and this is one of yours. So tell us about this shot. Can we just hold on this frame for a minute? Because that's really dramatic.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a secret. Tell me the truth. Is that car really doing that at the time that you took that picture?
Absolutely not, because you don't really need a stone to be kicked into your camera kind of stuff. The whole story behind this shot was I saw the M4 advertisement in a shipyard, and it was really cool. And in between that shot, I saw this really beautiful frame of slow motion stones getting into to the frame. My question was that can I replicate that in a picture, or how hard it's gonna be? And I did like almost 1 week of rehearsal and do a lot of sketchings and all that again.
So hang on. So you sketched this first. So you planned
I
by actually drawing it first, right? Before you even shot any frame.
Yeah, because that's how I approach.
Right.
It. Again, you can do both styles.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, it's all about the final result has to be so good or good enough that people actually put it as your wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's where our happiness gets.
So tell us specifically about this picture here.
Okay.
Is this car moving when you photographed?
Not really, but
it wasn't moving.
Absolutely not.
Right, because that picture looks incredibly dramatic.
Yeah. So mainly my idea was that I need to place a camera where people don't really see how it is. It almost feels like a screenshot from an advertisement kind of stuff. That was the idea initially anyway. So again, I have no idea how I'm going to approach this image. So what I did, I actually did a lot of sketches, which angle I need, how low I have to go.
And once you did that,
Yeah.
you did photograph an actual car.
Yeah.
And then this is post-production work, is it?
Well, actually, most of the smoke and dust, we used actual smoke from the location itself.
Right.
So we've been throwing stones at the camera, layer by layer.
Right.
So,
You were throwing stones at the camera.
Yeah. And yes, I had to change my lens.
Oh my God. That could end very badly in
Yeah,
you.
because these stones over there, I need to make sure that depth, what you see in that image, has to be real itself.
Yeah.
So all that stones has to be.
So these are stones that were thrown at the camera.
And then that's it.
Right.
And we actually use a thermocol to kick some dust in a way that it initiates this exact same drift pattern.
Yeah.
And we use a jacky to kind of raise the car in a way that it goes with the physics as well.
So you jack the car up.
Yeah. So I need
to give it a little bit of angle and a bit of attitude.
Because when you actually see a drift shot, you always have that body roll goes into that direction. So I need to make sure the physics is right as well. So we did a lot of preparation for that.
So honestly speaking, there's a lot of fakery going on here, isn't there?
It's not actually, when you think about it, you're creating an image. I'm not relying on luck. I'm creating my own luck.
Right.
All the stuff, it's not done in post-production.
So would you say that you're creating a photograph or you're creating a piece of art?
I would rely on more to the second part because the traditional idea of when you think about a photograph is about to capture a moment. I'm capturing the moment. So sometimes you don't really have that. You've been almost, you know that we can't place a camera in that angle and get the same thing. But I don't want to kind of rely on, like, okay, I can't do it, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna. I'm not gonna give
But
it.
it's a very interesting challenge that you set yourself, because what you're doing, what you're saying, is that this is the image I've got in my mind, and I want to recreate that image.
Exactly.
But with a real car.
Yeah, following all the physics, all the physics lessons I know, all the art background I have, and all the experience I have been through, the drifting short and all that. And also I actually have one of my friends who is a professional drifter, so I consult him which is the actual line, how it's going to be body rolling, and take the measurement, every single thing. So basically I'm actually recreating every single thing with perfection.
So this is, so you're going very scientific and very artistic. I want to move to Jorge Ferrari, because you've shot cars actually in motorsports. So you shot them